And all I have to say is, drizzle, drizzle.
They shouldn't have given you ashy blokes YouTube.
Cursed be the ground, for our sake. Both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for us. For out of the ground we were taken, for the dust we are. And to the dust we shall return.
You can't win, you can't break even, and you can't get out of the game. People keep saying it looks like it stays the same. You're getting way over your head, and you only got yourself to blame. You can't win, child. Can't break even. Can't get out of the game. Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
Guys, the bottom line is this: BGS is right.
All right, good people. Here, basically doing some BFF today, black female fuckery. A little punch in the clock, but it's something that I'm probably going to have to do a deeper dive into later. Probably going to pre-record it so I can actually get all the slides and all the stuff positioned right. It's kind of hard to do it during a live because in a live you have too many moving parts. Whereas if in the pre-recorded you can take your time, slice and dice, and put things where you want to, say what you want to, exactly how you want to, edit it, and all that kind of crap. So it's a little harder to do it in a live. So we're gonna do something, because I think today or yesterday, my favorite white boy just dropped a video saying something on the same lines. Actually, I want to say 2 days ago. So you know who he is, okay? And we'll get to him, and we got a couple other things we want to add to it. So, without further ado, let's welcome our people in. Malachi, what's going on? No, it's just the opposite. There was never any marriage or partnership to begin with, not in the black community at least. That's not true. There was marriage and partnership in the black community. It was out of survival more than anything else. But yeah, the black community used to be like 90% married. It was actually more married than the other communities, believe it or not. But it was out of necessity. I wonder why. Adric, and we're not doing it. It's not going to be race-based today. It's going to be general. Adric, what's going on? Louis, what's happening? Encrypted Wolf, what's going on? Guy Cognito, they stealthily married but still raw dog crazy chicks that don't want to have kids with. They don't want to have kids with. That's true. I don't know why you're stating the obvious. Okay, men and women are biologically geared to have sex. Okay, all creatures are. Marriage is not biological. Trail, what's happening? Rain Lab, what's going on? Spain Man, what's happening? Ilias, what's going on? Usual business. BGF, not gonna lie. I talked to a South African woman a few days ago, and she was like desperately want to get married. I asked her about her virginity. She said it's too late for her virginity. What? Okay, she was desperate to get married, but what does she bring to the table to her husband? South African women are on some bullshit right now, so you gotta be careful. It's probably too late for marriage then. She was cute, 25 years old. If she's cute, 25 years old, it depends, okay? Is she here in the States? The thing is, what does she bring to you? I have it both ways. If you want a virgin, you got to go there, go to the village and get you one. Okay, you don't want to wait till she's 25 because 25 is leftover to traditional cultures. So she's right on the edge of her viability in traditional cultures. She's old already. Yes, we are light speed. Toya, what's going on? Eddie, what's happening? Devon, Free Agent Triple OG, what's happening? Big Mo, what's happening? Little Maple Leaf, Royal Priest, Prince, Adric, what's going on? Laverus, what's going on? AL, Babu, Very Little, Mr. Snazzy, Ash, what's going on, Ash? Saint Seer, GD, what's going on? Wow, this time is much better for people in the Northwest Europe. This time, okay. Yeah, I guess it is. Yes, it's just before you go to bed. Paul, what's going on? Mr. J. Matt actually picked this time because I was supposed to be having my PhDs follow me, and it never kind of came about, like Dr. Gigi and Dr. T. But they kind of lost the YouTube fever. Mr. J. Matt, what's happening? Big sleevelets. Okay. Oh, yeah, Octane series. Okay. Got my lady examining her whole crew. The women actually understand the Octane series better than men, believe it or not. Leon, what's up? Trump is winning the popular vote. Wow. Okay, well, we'll see, man. Hit the like button. Inspired Truth, what's happening? Elder Blued, what's going on? Barry Hamilton, what's going on? AHG, what's going on? Fedro, man, got the wheels turning. What's up, man? Michael Watson, what's going on? James, what's going on? Let's see what we got. Invictus, what's happening? Count Sekou. Alex, Big Chris, what's going on, Big Chris? And I'm in suburban exile, no Keisha zone. Winter here, okay. So what you plowing? Snow cows or something, man? What you into, Big Chris? Scorpion Black, what's going on? Desert Coyote, I don't want to deal with the hassle of modern woman. I'm very happy single. That is the issue coming on up right now. The top five successful constructs in the nuclear family. I have to find it, but there was a German guy that actually did talked about the nuclear family. God, he was actually a MGTOW, German MGTOW. He talked about it. I might pull it back up. I think I do have the video. It's on my MGTOW channel. I might pull it back up. I might do that one tomorrow. Prince, what's going on? Man, if you think South African women are bad, oh, Nigerian. Ooh, I've heard about Nigerian women, man, in the UK. Obsidian Nomad, my dad has been married 4 times and think it's weird. I am 32 with no kids. 32 with no kids. He was 32. He was on his 3rd one. I don't, either because I had partners. I had one partner that was married 4 times. I had one partner that was married 5 times. And I can get close, but I can never get over the finish line, man. Always broke down. Black in the middle, what's going on? Nate, what's going on? And went and voted? Okay, cool. Rocky Marciano, what's going on? David, what's going on? Thought we weren't talking politics tomorrow. Make some big game. Shut up, guy incognito. Hey, so you had your chance, man. I had a whole stream about you. You chickened out. Now you want to come over here talking smack, coward. Michael, what's happening? Will AR, what's happening? Quentin, you do love. Stop, man. You have your lips firmly planted on Kamala's behind. We can actually show the comments where it say you simp and you kiss Kamala's behind. You want me to pull them up, guy? I can pull them up. I can pull up where you admitted that you're a simp for Kamala Harris. Alex Vertus, what's going on? We'll talk about that another time, okay? But not today. I didn't see no laughs behind the joke, boss. Got to remember, this is a whatchamacallit. That was the joke. There was no joke, man. You serious? You to Kamala Harris, lying with your lying ass. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Say Maggie, what's going on? And Turtle Bitcoin, pulling up the rear. All right. Let's go ahead and get to it. Let's play a couple shorts first because this is something that I said a while back. Okay, about black men Okay, so pull up a couple shorts, and this is what I've been saying, because I was actually a MGTOW, started out as a MGTOW in the male space in 2013, and back then it was a very very small group. In fact, we were a so-called anti anti-feminist and anti-female shit like that, right? And back then, maybe you had maybe 1% of the guys, maybe 10% max that were MGTOW. There were men going their own way. That refused, said we're not going to get married, and we're not going to have kids, and we're not gonna have live with a woman, shit like that, right? Which not have a partner, as they say, right? And now, guess what? 63%, right?
In their 20s are single, guys. That's more than double the amount of women in their 20s. The only way to win a rigged game is to not to play at all. Leave them alone.
The only player, we said that back 11, 12 years ago, okay? The only play to play a rigged game is not to play at all. This is MGTOW commentary coming from a non-MGTOW guy.
Guys, 63% of men in their 20s are single, guys. That's more than double the amount of women in their 20s. The only way to win a rigged game is to not to play at all. Leave them alone, guys. 63%.
See, we're saying that 10 years ago, okay? We're saying that 10 years ago, well, almost 12 years ago, okay? And this is some of the reason, right? Okay, we've heard this. This shout out to Kevin Samuels, the late saint, okay? He's the one that brought all this stuff out.
What would you want? I feel like this is gonna sound bad. I feel like 300,000.
I would have to say 127, probably 150 to $250,000 a year.
$500,000. Is that bad?
150, maybe to 250,000 a year would be comfortable for sure.
I was just having this conversation with my friend, and she was like, you have to manifest a husband, girl. Ideally, my husband needs to be making like 650,000.
So you said you want 500K, but what do you think the median income is for a 30-year-old?
60K, 70K?
It is $45,000.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
I think it's 250,000.
It's 52,000.
What? No, it's not. Damn, America.
Yeah, damn America, because it's not black men's fault. Damn America. Yeah, that's them being delusional. Okay. Psychology Today did an article of 63% in 2013. Okay. Maybe they did, but the thing is, those weren't the stats back then. This was actually a survey just recently, right after COVID, because when I was doing it in 2013, 2014, those weren't the stats. Okay, it was not even close. Aspirational. Those were not the stats back then. They might have done that, but the thing is, this is a well-regarded multiple study in 2023. So basically, the MGTOW is we were actually castigated back then. Okay, I mean badly, but now it's norm. Now it's the normal. Okay. What the thing is that black men will adjust. I said, "What up?" But just were those women serious? No, they were actually serious. No, they're serious. Kevin proved that. Kevin proved because they used to come on. We got. You still have Kendra G, okay, that still does her dating show, and the chicks all come up saying the exact same thing. They've kind of lessened as this economy has gotten worse. But they were all saying the same thing. It's not unusual. Let's see. So we're gonna play our favorite white boy. Okay. Psychax, right? Okay. Then he's talking about men's romantic fantasy, why men get married. Okay. And some of this stuff Remember, this goes along with some of the stuff I talk about relationships being transactional, okay? And women are starting to make these relationships transactional. Remember I said that for marriages to actually work, men have to believe in it? So do these chicks realize if they want a man making that amount of paper or more off the rip, he has to have a square job? The word no can't see, he can't cross her lips ever. They have no idea, man. They have no idea, and they don't realize what they have to be to get a guy like you. KMS is just not gonna pick any old chick, okay? KMS is making, whatever he makes. We're not gonna say what he makes, but whatever he makes, he's gonna pick. He's gonna be very intentional about the woman that he picks to marry, and it won't be Keisha with, 6 kids by 4 different men. Trust and believe. Not my woman. She loves me for me. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, we know your story, you little make believe. But this is Psychax, and speed him up just a tad. Speed him just a tad, and he's talking about men's romantic fantasies. Right. This is, in other words, stuff that we're sold. Okay, and this is coming from a white guy, but black guys are sold the same shit in a different way.
I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is Psychax, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is men's romantic fantasy. So I've already introduced the idea that most men are romantics in a previous episode. Today, I'm going to be discussing in greater detail what I believe is the most predominant romantic fantasy that exists in the contemporary masculine imagination. You may not believe me when I tell you what it is, but I ask for your patience and open-mindedness as I make my case over the next several minutes. Here it is. The most predominant male romantic fantasy, at least when it comes to their sexual relationships with women, is partnership. The most romantic thing a man can want from a woman is partnership. Probably not what you were expecting, right? So what do I mean by this? What I mean by partnership is the idea that no matter what, I've got your back and you've got mine. No matter how bad it gets, I will pull you out of the fire, and I trust that you will do the same for me. We'll be working together as teammates on a shared mission, the shared mission of family, prosperity, and happiness.
Where have we heard this, especially in the black community, right? Okay. It's about duty. It's about mission. It's about saving the black community, right? Where have we heard this? Okay. White men get a different story, but things, where have we heard this kind of story?
When we put our egos aside and selflessly devote our lives to each other, we secure our best possible chance of achieving our goal. All for one and one for all.
Yeah. In other words, a ride or die, pick me, right? That's the fantasy, right?
No one gets left behind. So this is a beautiful dream. But in my experience, this isn't what women want. And it doesn't take much to understand why. Most women mate and date for gain. This means that most women will not entertain the possibility of a...
They don't project mother. They've been socialized to believe in marriage, okay? Other traditions don't believe it in the same, but don't believe in it in the same way, okay? We have a particular projection of how we are socialized to believe in marriage and partnership.
Relationship unless she believes it will significantly improve the quality of her life. It's very difficult, if not impossible, for a man to simultaneously be an equal partner and a better option. And if a woman has to choose between these two options, 9 times out of 10, she's going to choose the guy who can...
It's called hypergamy. Hypergamy is biological.
Significantly improve the quality of her life. However, as easy as this might be to intellectually understand, that doesn't stop many men from thinking that this kind of partnership is possible. And to be fair, women are complicit in this understanding. They talk about finding their partner in crime, or being a power couple, or just espousing equality in relationships.
They espouse being ride or die, death to us part. You're going to need a partner. I need somebody. I need my other half, all that kind of crap, right? And the women do it. Our mothers do it. Our society does it. Our TV, radio, and love songs do it, right? Because men have to be socialized. Men have to be brainwashed into serving this way, okay? Because if men looked at it coldly and calculatedly, then they wouldn't do it, okay? They have to be socialized this way.
As a virtue, This gives men hope that an equal partnership is what women are actually signing up for when they enter into relationships. Contrary to popular belief, men love the idea of equal partnership. Not only because, as I've discussed in a previous episode, 50-50 relationships represent a substantial savings to men relative to the standard cost of doing business, but because it caters to their romantic fantasy that they can be loved, not for what they do, not for what they can provide, but just for who they are.
Now, women say that all the time, right? Women want to be loved for who they are, intrinsic, right? Okay, and they get mad when women also get mad when they're not loved for who they are, and they try to, because they want you to love love them for who they are. They try to impress it upon you that they're going to do the same thing, which is not true. Okay, it's not true for the most part.
You see this idea reflected in the marriage vows. I don't know who wrote those traditional vows, but I guarantee you it was a man. Like, I've been to a lot of weddings, and if anyone's crying at the altar, in the vast majority of cases, it's the groom. The groom is the one in tears. And this is not because, cynically, he is catching a glimpse of a bleak future. No, it's because there is a woman standing in front of her family, her friends, and God himself, and promising that she is going to stay by his side no matter what. You're going to stay with me even if I'm sick? You're going to stay.
And it does bring out the simp in men, does it not? That's why Dr. Thunder calls it simp music, right? It's simp music.
Stay with me even if I'm poor? Oh, God. Like, I can understand why a man would get emotional at that moment, because no one has ever done that for him ever in his entire life. And the idea that he has finally met someone whom he can rely on to that degree, whom he can so fundamentally trust, someone in whose hands he can place his heart and soul, that's a beautiful and awesome and touching idea.
In fact, that's what Jung says. Okay, that's a natural instinct to basically place your anima, your female self inside, your emotional self core inside, and place it inside another vessel, which is a woman. Okay, which usually sets you up for bad things, right? Number one, that's like when white guys believe in this shit. That's like when white guys commit divorce, not divorce, but commit suicide all the time behind a woman. Okay, because they're socialized to believe this 100%.
But guys, I have just one question for you. If this is such a beautiful idea, at least in part, because most men have never experienced that kind of devotion and security in a relationship before in their entire lives, then on what grounds can you reasonably believe that this woman is going to be the exception? If you appreciate the insights on this channel, I would highly encourage...
We'll go ahead and let him play his commercial. We can, since he's doing it, and instead of skipping past it, since we're using this video, we're going to let him get his ad off.
I urge you to get your hands on a copy of my book, The Value of Others.
And I've heard people actually say that have read it, said it's actually a very, very good book. I haven't gotten it yet. But in fact, I think I'll do it today. I'll go ahead and order my book, The Value of Others. A few people that here have read it and love it. So,
over the course of 432 pages, I delve deep into my economic model of relationships and explain the behavior of both men and women in the game of mating and dating. I also provide a lot of actionable advice on how to get and keep more of what you want in the sexual marketplace. Once you read The Value of Others, you'll never look at relationships the same way again. Now available in ebook, audiobook, and paperback formats. The links are in the description.
Psychax is damn near black pill. Okay, he's red pill, but he's damn near black pill. The way he looks at relationships and mating, he's damn near black pill.
I appreciate that's a pretty hard-hitting question. Like, it's possible that she'll be the exception. There are some very loyal, very good women out there, but they are rare, gentlemen.
Yes.
They're rare. And given that they are rare...
Say it again, white boy. Say it again. They're very rare. Say it again, white boy. It took Toya, 35 years to get there? But they're rare.
I would suggest that the burden of proof lies on demonstrating that she is the exception, as opposed to assuming that she is until you see evidence to the contrary. The fact of the matter is that the road of life is twisty and turny. I don't know any man's life that is a constant slope up and to the right. Like, I've lost everything more than once in my adult life, and I've built it all back and more. There have been ups and downs, Over that time, I've had many different relationships. And let me tell you, No woman has ever left me when I was doing well. Let that sink in. No woman has ever left me when I was doing well. Men, look at your own relationship experience. When a woman has decided to end a relationship, what were the circumstances of your life? Like, what was going on? Did she leave when you were successful or when you were struggling? Did she leave when you were relaxed and thriving or when you were stressed and overwhelmed? I hate to break it to you, but partners don't cut and run when the going gets tough, which is why I've come to the conclusion that despite the apparent evidence to the contrary, women don't really want to be partners. They want to benefit. They want the ups. They do not want the downs. And they can want that because they can get that. That's just...
That is true. That's the way the society is set up.
The reality of the sexual marketplace. So while I would absolutely say that there are some fantastic, wonderful, phenomenal women out there, it's probably safer to assume that any one woman that you're dealing with does not belong to that rarefied class. The burden of proof is on her to demonstrate that she's the exception, not the other way around.
Facts. Facts. I always say that, right? I know your personnel. Make sure she fits. Make sure that she brings a value into your life, okay? I always tell you, get rid of all that love stuff, right? Mr. Heat says, I'm quite surprised they haven't taken his channel. Him explaining these ideas so simply makes it hard to rationalize committing to any woman. It does, but the thing is, because he's a doctor, because he's a PhD, and because women actually like him, okay, believe it or not, women actually agree with him. I give myself a nice thing. Appreciate you, Ms. Delta. It sounds good. I think I'll do that. Yeah, but the reason but they actually like him, believe it or not, is because he actually does the other side about women too, how women can get their best deal, because he gives the women a lot of black pill advice. Okay, not red pill, but black pill. Okay, on the ground, what do you need to do to get what you want? So he's probably beyond red pill. He's probably where I am, which is black pill.
The idea of partnership, gentlemen, is beautiful. It's one of the most uplifting and ennobling relationships human beings can have with each other on this planet. And while it is possible to have that kind of relationship, the kind of relationship in which no matter what, you have each other's back, guys, you are much more likely to have that kind of relationship with another man than with a woman.
That is true. That's true. The only woman that I had that was like that, and I probably should have kept her, okay, even though she was a 4, okay, she was a 4 in the face, even though the rest of her with them gazangas, okay, below the neck, but she's probably a 10, but above the neck, she was a 4. But my girlfriend in high school, she was exactly like that, okay. The ones that would actually, if you killed somebody, she'd have the other shovel helping you dig the grave for the body. That was her, okay. I only had one. And I always tell guys, you're gonna get one. You might get one in your whole entire life that's like that. Okay, so if you can't hold on to her, you hold on to her. Okay, and it took me a bunch of years to realize that if I wanted that kind of woman, I already had her, and I let her go.
This is the kind of relationship you find in the band of brothers among soldiers who fight shoulder to shoulder. If one of their comrades is wounded, they will carry him out under enemy fire if needed, because they trust that he would have done.
Oh, yeah. Proud of him. She was a 4 in the face, but she was, I would say, she was 5'8.5". She had a 23-inch waist, and she was a 44 triple D or something like that. If there is such a thing, I mean, she was all tits, and she was chocolate, tall, and all tits. I mean, all tits. So, and they were marvelous. And she was butterface with some big old, some big old bitties. Yes.
Done the same for them. You are much more likely to find that kind of trust and loyalty and teamwork, that selfless surrender to the shared mission among men. Like, it's still rare, but it's much more common in male communities, teams, and groups than in sexual relationships.
That is true, because men depend on each other for different reasons. Okay, men have to bring value to each other, and I've said that from the very beginning, right? Regardless of what you think you're going to feel or what you feel you want to get out of her, make sure that she aligns with you and that she brings value into your life. So even if you do split apart, you don't feel cheated. Okay. You don't feel cheated. That's why I say be careful.
Between men and women. So hopefully, I've made a case for the idea that partnership is at the heart of the male romantic fantasy when it comes to their sexual relationships with women. In my experience, most women don't want partnership. So if you engage with women with that intention, you are likely going to be disappointed. Fair warning. What do you think? Does this fit with your own experience? Let me know in the comments below. And please send this episode to someone who you think might benefit from its message, because it's word of mouth referrals like this that really help to make the channel grow. And anyone looking to join my free weekly newsletter or book a paid consultation can do so on my website. The links to everything are in the description below. As
always, our favorite white boy. I know a lot of guys that bought his book off of seeing him on my channel, so kudos to you. But he's not really red pill. This is actually black pill stuff. A lot of stuff Kevin talked about was not red pill. It's actually black pill stuff. I do too. I do too. Okay, she's the one that taught me to like them. So yeah, she was nothing. Yeah, she was nothing but cups. Let's put it that way. She was all cups. Some chicks are cups and back, but she was all cups. Let's put it that way. So you get a woman that's all cups. Not all the butter faces. There's some butter faces that give you hell. Okay, not all of them. Anyway, let's get to the next one. Okay, this is what I've been trying to say. This is what I said about relationship becoming transactional and men not believing in the old contract. Okay, why it's a bad deal for women, because men have to be taught and socialized for a very long time to believe in that, right? Okay, and believe in that because society actually needs men to believe in it for families to actually work. Because men are the plow. No matter what women say, okay, and this has always been the case, man. Men are the plow horses of the family. They have to be. Okay, a man has to be strong enough to take care of himself and his wife and his kids, right, and not get much in return. Because it's not about her. It's not about having sex with her. It's about you contributing to your society through your family. That's really what it's about. And society needs you to be in that place. And they thought they could replace men with the state and with child support and welfare, and it turns out that you can't. Okay, you actually really do need a family. In fact, a nuclear family is too small. Okay, what you need is a clan of people to actually raise your children. You know, I have been blessed that my children are actually raised by a clan of people. So even though me and my ex did not work out the way it should have been, it didn't matter, okay? Because once the kids came, the families were married anyway. And so my children became the children of my brothers and sisters and vice versa, okay? And basically her family actually jumped in as far as it became surrogates to my kids. So they never missed anything, whether it's male leadership, whether it's clothes, whether it's party, whether it's tutoring. They never missed anything. Same thing with my grandkids are actually going through the same thing right now, especially my grandson, right? He's got a whole village raising him. It's not just one person. I said, man, it took me years for me to accept what manifest. The thing is, it's reality. Okay, you have to. That's why I say about the what is it? The Winter Soldier chip, right? I always talk about the Winter Soldier chip for a reason. It's because chip has to activate for you to do a certain thing, right? You have to comply, and the women are just the bleeding edge because they have to convince you to comply. And that's one thing I like about things like what's going on right now with the election, right? Which it shows you the conditioning that we are under, okay, by them trying to press those buttons, because we're supposed to be. They're saying the words, we're just not complying. And see, now the next one I'm going to show is funny, okay? It's because it has nothing to do with our culture, okay? This one has nothing to do with our culture, okay? This is from another site. You should probably give them a like because we've used a few of their videos, right? It's China Unvarnished. Okay. See, these are a lot of we're seeing a lot of red pill Chinese channels. Okay. All of a sudden, say vote for Tim Walz. Tim Walz is he kind of reminds me of Don Rickles. He's just not as funny. Well, thing is, you have to be a cog in the wheel. Okay. Contrary to Beyonce's belief, men are irreplaceable. The thing is, any place where men stop doing what they need to do, the whole society stops. Yep, this is what you see more in my center conversation around. I would be damned to have a traditional nuclear family and screw that. And yeah, you need the whole tree. Basically, that's true. Oh yeah. Well, Leon, that's why I understand you. Okay, you think that when I said that you're part of the gynocracy, that I'm clowning you. I'm not, because I'm part of it too. But the thing is, it has to work for you. But as long as it works for you, I have no problem with the gynocracy. You're late, Ensign. Report to the ready room. All right, but this is from China Unvarnished, and you guys are gonna trip off of this, because this could, if this was in English, you would trip out. Because the thing is, one thing I like about the Chinese, man, they have no filter. They don't play around. They don't try to mince words. They tell the truth. Okay, whereas in America, you got to cover it up with fuzzy words and lies and feelings, even though everybody knows what the truth is, but they don't. I said one of my favorite channels because it spread despite all the blue pill conquer. Yeah, no, the red pill is not there. It's spreading like wildfire, which is why they're afraid of it. But anyway, let me go ahead and play this. It's a single mother in China shocked that no man is willing to raise her child with her. This is the trip. Now listen to this.
6年多了，带着一个10岁的儿子，和我说呢，想找对象。
A 41-year-old woman has been divorced for 6 years and has been raising her 10-year-old son alone. She came to our matchmaking agency and said that recently she wanted to find a partner. Her appearance is quite good, she knows how to dress up, and looks younger than her actual age. She runs a beauty salon herself. Business hasn't been good in recent years, and she finally decided to close the shop, living a rather tight life. Raising her son costs at least 30,000 to 40,000 yuan a year. She hopes to find a man to marry at this time, so they can share the financial pressure.
Basically, Chinese women are brutal, man. They are honest like a motherfucker. They're brutal.
Out of curiosity, I asked her, what kind of partner are you looking for? She told me that she hopes the man is 2 years older than her or up to 5 years younger.
And that's 5 years younger. Yeah, that makes sense for China. But the thing is, that's kind of outside the bounds. Well, most women want to marry a guy between plus or minus 3, right? Either 3 years older or 3 years younger. That is their ideal.
With a stable job, earning no less than 10,000 yuan per month, and owns a house in the county, preferably in a school district. She prefers men who have never been.
Well, this is not the woman. This is the date, the matchmaker talking. How are you part of a gynocracy? BGS explained. I'll explain it after I finish. Okay. A gynocracy or a gynocratic or gynopotestal family network is what you belong to. It's what you're born into, what you marry into, and it's the women that are around you. Okay. I would gather if you're in a family. I would say, and you're married or dating or have kids by a black woman, you're part of a gynopotestal network, whether you like it or not.
Been married or are divorced without children. Most importantly, she said she doesn't plan to have more children because she feels she is too old for that. Hearing this, I couldn't help but ask her, if you don't want to have children and don't want a man with children, what exactly is this man married?
Now, she's the only difference between the chick she's describing and a black woman is that the black woman actually lie about it, okay? Give you some kind of bullshit excuse, okay? But Chinese women are brutal. They're honest.
You for to help you raise your child. She responded, saying, I'm too old to have more children. I can barely manage to take care of my own child, let alone someone else's. She believes marriage should make her happy, not bring her suffering. If it's about suffering, she'd rather not marry at all. In her view, men choose her because she is a woman, and she is very beautiful. Besides, many men struggle to find a suitable partner. She also mentioned that her son will call the man Dad, so it's just like the man having his own child.
Does that not sound like a black single mother? Okay, does that not sound like a black single mother? I think Chinese women actually looking at videos and learning the same language that black women have. Okay. I would imagine her calling to a Kevin Samuels show. Dominic, we're not doing politics today, man. So if you're gonna spread politics today, you need to go someplace. Otherwise, we're gonna time you out. Okay? That's a warning. Don't do it again.
After hearing all this, I felt like my values were about to be turned upside down. I then asked her, "Will you ask for a bride price when you get married?" She said a bride price is a must, and gold jewelry, gold necklaces, and gold earrings cannot be missed either. Faced with her thoughts, I patiently told her that if these are her standards for choosing a spouse, then she can only look for a retired man because retired men's children have already grown up and can live independently, which won't be a burden for her, and he can help take care of the family. Before I could finish, she interrupted me and argued, "Are you deliberately mocking me? She runs a beauty business and knows how to dress up. Even though she's in her 40s, she looks like a woman in her early 30s. How could someone as beautiful as her possibly marry an older, retired man?"
Don't she sound like a Keisha? Shout out to Accountable Commentary. Okay, don't she sound like a Keisha?
Moreover, she believes older men have health issues. She already has to take care of her child.
So how could that's man. It ain't just us, okay? It ain't just our women, okay? Do not go to China and get your woman, okay? we have Chinese Keishas, Chinese Keisha alert. I need Chinese Keisha. I heard that. My Wei Ling shot. I heard that, okay?
I'm done. I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
This one, right?
How do you fuck that up? How do you fuck that up?
The train is never late.
She managed to care for a retired man too. Life would be unbearable. At this point, I couldn't help but feel exasperated. Unable to hold back any longer, I frankly told her, "You don't want anything, yet you're not willing to give anything. You only want to take advantage of others. You want both love and material things, but aren't willing to pay the price for them. With such thoughts, what you're really looking for is an ATM, not a partner."
Where have we heard that before? And you want now this is in China, okay? It's just starting over there, right? So you wonder why 60% of the guys are backing out of this kind of crap, right? Because at least you can say one thing, okay? The Chinese women are willing to tell the truth because they're unfiltered. This is China. It's not America. This is China. Keisha has landed in China. No brother on her arm. You cannot make this shit up, can you? Oh, yeah, no politics today, man. You think Keisha will ever have a come to Jesus moment? Yeah. Oh, we got one for that one. Okay, we got one for that. We'll do that one next, okay, if we got time.
So you keep saying that you look young, compared to women in their early 30s. You really don't have the same advantage.
This could be a black woman saying this, okay?
They can have children, but what about you? Moreover, her marriage criteria and the bride price she demands seem completely justified in her mind. I couldn't help but want to throw a bucket of cold water on her. In this world, the worst thing is to take advantage of others. What you take today will surely come back to you one way or another in the future. Her biggest mistake is thinking others are fools and hoping to get lucky.
Go on. Say it again, Mei Ling. Say it again, all right? Mei Ling preaching today, okay? I said, very little said, when you consider that China is a communist country, which is supposedly the opposite of the free speech and truth, it's unfiltered, where in the U.S. the bastion of free speech, with all this censorship, the irony, yes, the irony, okay? Say it again, Mei Ling. Say it again.
Assuming others won't see through her true intentions. I advised her to stay grounded and focus on raising her child well. Marriage requires effort in order to receive anything in return. However, before I could finish, she grabbed her bag and left, leaving behind the remark, "Your company is so unreliable." I thought to myself, please, I'm just a matchmaker. If you want to make a wish, go directly to a temple next time.
I got to make a short out of this one, right? I got to make a short out of this one. That is hilarious. That is hilarious.
今天晚上抽个时间，想跟大家聊一个。
Hello everyone. Tonight I want to discuss a topic that many friends are concerned about, which is about my search for a partner. Recently, many friends have asked me whether I need someone to introduce me to a partner or if I'm considering dating, etc. In response, I want to say that finding a partner is something that can be encountered but not actively sought. It's not that no one pursues me, rather, I have my own standards and requirements. In the past, I have rejected some men who pursued me because they did not meet my standards. On the other hand, some men I like do not find my conditions appealing. I have previously been through a marriage, and my daughter is now 9 years old. Although I appear relatively young, I am 36 this year. If I were to find a partner, I would hope to find a slightly older man, ideally someone within 10 years older than me. As for whether he has been divorced or has children, I think that is not a problem at all. I believe I can treat his children as my own and give them the same love and care. There is no doubt in my mind that I can do this. I am also willing to live with his parents, and I am not worried about the relationship with them. My personality is quite forgiving and tolerant. I would rather suffer a loss myself than get into a dispute with others. Especially in family relationships, I hope to get along harmoniously. The man I hope to find must be able to accept my daughter. This is crucial. If he cannot accept her, then even if you are a wealthy man, I would not consider being with you. For me, while money is important, I believe that it is not everything. It is essential for a person to have responsibility and a sense of duty. Secondly, I hope that he has a relatively good economic condition because I do not want us to argue over trivial matters in life. Although my material demands are not high, I do not want financial issues to make life tense.
She's more reasonable. She still has to be material, but she's more reasonable.
And oppressive. As everyone says, poor couples have many woes, which is an undeniable fact. Therefore, I hope his annual salary should be above 500,000 yuan. He should also at least own a house and have a regular car. Additionally, I hope to find a man who is open-minded in thought and perspective, someone who can provide me with advice on life and work. If the man I find knows nothing and I have to teach him everything, I feel like I would be raising a son, and I do not want to take on that role. I have a rather childlike personality and hope to find a man who is tolerant enough to let me be playful. I believe it is a beautiful thing to meet someone who both of us genuinely like. Today, I saw a saying online, the greatest loss is not missing out on an excellent person, but missing out on someone who treats you well. I hope to find someone who treats me well. I think that women do not necessarily need to find a very wealthy man, but at least he should be willing to spend money on me. This is the expectation I have as a single mother.
She's more reasonable, but the thing is, it's still saying what Psychax was saying is still true. Okay, it's not about being intrinsic. It's about them getting a better life. Okay, but at least the Chinese women are actually honest about it. She's more reasonable.
For my future partner. Do you think my requirements are high?
Hello everyone. Recently, someone asked me about my expectations and requirements for a future partner. Today, I want to discuss this topic with you. Some may question why, as a single mother with a child, I have the right to be selective about my partner. In fact, life as a single mother is not as simple as you might imagine. I would like to say that the situation for single mothers can be divided into two categories. One is when I have limited financial resources and cannot provide a better life for myself and my child, not even basic security. In this case, we may indeed need a man to share some of the financial burden. The other situation is if I am financially independent, able to support myself, and can take good care of my life and my child, then marriage is no longer a necessity in my life.
Oh, see, very simple, right? Okay, and this is something that the world is going to have to adjust to, right? We've already kind of adjusted to in the black community. That's like, most black women do not want to be married because of that, right? Okay, because marriage and a man in her life, a husband in her life, is not a necessity. Okay, but they're blunt about it. These Chinese cats pulling Confucius-laden proverbs on these baby mamas. No bread on the table if bun in the oven. From biological urge level, men are fertility seeking, women are resource seeking. She wants the nest. Men want sex, not fertility. Okay. If you understand what a man does, what drives a man, men want sex. Okay. Men have to be taught to want fertility.
In this case, I will be more cautious and won't rush to let another man into my life. When it comes to my standards, many people might think I should look for a wealthy person to enjoy a middle-class lifestyle. However, in reality, all my past boyfriends have been ordinary salaried workers. They are neither rich nor second-generation wealthy. During our time together, we understood each other and got along harmoniously, never having conflicts over financial or material issues. However, one crucial point is that my partner must have a sense of responsibility, a job that can support him, and he should be diligent and hardworking. While he doesn't need to be extremely wealthy, he must possess ambition and a positive attitude.
It never the train is never late, right? You want an ATM, yeah? What English black Mingo to live in be patriarchal in order to escape quiches? There's a lot of them. A lot of English countries. There's tons of them on the continent. You can go to Malaysia. They speak English. Hong Kong. They speak English. You can. There's a bunch of them. You just have to find them. Most places in the world do speak some form of English, including Germany. Believe it or not. People want to know what the flip side of it is. Okay, now we've seen the Keisha side. Let's see the flip side. What happens? Okay, that the Chinese men we see what they want. What is boots on the ground? So we're gonna look for this one real quick. Boots on the ground. But I had to show you that one, man, because the train is never late, right? Train is never late. I don't care what you do. The train is never late. Mei Ling sounds like Keisha. And if you change the environment, I always said, if you change the environment, you change the women. Where is it? I just saw it. I just saw it. They were right next to each other. Okay. Somebody's messing with my history. I just saw it. Let's refresh and see what happened. Okay, here we are. Here we go. This is the flip side. That's why I'm starting to like China. Okay. I'm starting to like China Unvarnished. Okay. They are a trip. This is a red pill for Chinese people. I said, Mr. Dynamite, blame Jiang, blame Jermaine's Gun International. That ain't shit. But the thing is, and this is starting to happen on the continent too, man. Like that somebody yesterday typed in about South Africa, right? As the environment changes, and you got to remember, marriage is a construct. It's not biological. Okay, it's a construct. And if women in society that believe they don't need marriage as a construct, they will eliminate it. So that's another reason why men are actually not dating and not marrying this kind of stuff, is because the construct that was actually built doesn't suit them anymore.
In the future, as for older women from the post-80s generation, our marriage agency has stopped accepting them. Unless you're willing to consider divorced men, your options are truly becoming narrower, and the success rate is getting lower and lower. Some may oppose this view, but it's a reality dictated by the market. I used to advise women to marry early and not delay marriage until after the age of 30. Back then, many women debated this fiercely.
Back then, when they first started, they believed in the feminist lie, right? About leftover women, right? They think that they live in the United States because this is a new day, this is 2020, whatever it is, right? So that stuff doesn't apply, right? Okay.
Saying no one should interfere with their marriage decisions. Others insisted on I'd rather not marry than settle, emphasizing that even after 30,
I can do bad. I'd rather be by myself than settle, right? Okay. I can do bad all by myself, right? Go ahead, Keisha.
They could still live an exciting life, and even if they remarried with children, they could still find a rich and handsome man.
Oh, Lordy. It's never late.
I can understand their mindset, but reality doesn't change because of these stubborn ideas. Take one example. There was a woman in her early 30s, 33 this year, who had registered with us quite early, looking for
you check hit the replay, Supreme Pivot. You'll laugh at this one.
A partner. When she was 28 or 29, her conditions were still decent. She worked in a public institution, owned a house and a car, and was relatively attractive. At that time, she was eager to find a partner and had a very reasonable self-assessment, saying she didn't have high standards, only wanting to find a man who was pleasing to the eye and worked within the system. However, reality made her so-called low standards appear quite high.
Oh.
I introduced her to a man who was 1.72 meters tall and worked in a public institution, but she
Tall, 1.72, that would be 5'9", okay, which is tall for a Chinese man.
thought he was too short.
Oh,
I introduced her to
I thought he was too short. Gotta be 6'6". You cannot, y'all cannot make this shit up. These are Chinese women, y'all.
Teacher who was 1.85 meters tall, but she found him too tall and too thin.
Too tall. Then she found a guy that was 6'3". He was too tall and too thin.
Then I introduced a civil servant, but she didn't like the way he spoke, worried that she would be manipulated. Finally, I introduced a man who worked at a big company, but she complained that he was too busy at work and didn't have time to accompany her.
She didn't want to be married.
For several years, this back and forth continued. I introduced her to at least 20 or 30 potential partners, but either she wasn't interested in them or they weren't interested in her. Even the smallest details, like finding a man's hands unattractive, became reasons for rejection. Now, at 33 years old, she has started to realize how much time she has wasted and regrets it deeply. No matter what conditions a man has now, she's willing to marry as long as they are slightly suitable. However, once a woman passes 30, the quality of men in the dating market who meet her standards significantly drops
Drops off the cliff. Chinese men don't play. They don't play. If you're leftover Keisha, leftover Chinese Keisha, gonna get left on the plate. Accountable commentary, you need to jump on this, man. Talk about Chinese Keishas. You'll love it.
Compared to before. She asked me why the men I introduced her to were getting worse. I had to be frank with her. Sweetheart, don't you have a clue? Most men of your age and good conditions have long since married, and the few high-quality men who remain think you're too old and are looking for younger women.
Yep. Say it again. Say it again, Mei-Ling. Say it again, Mei-Ling. Y'all brutal, okay?
Now, she still tells me she's unwilling to give up. Even though she claims not to care about conditions and only wants a good person, deep down, she still hopes to strike lucky and find a particularly good man who
Go ahead and manifest, right? You got to manifest that husband, girl. Get in the temple and manifest.
Hasn't been discovered by other women. This kind of fantasy has made her miss many opportunities she should have cherished, and by the time she regrets it, she wants to go back and try again, but the men she rejected have already found someone else.
Yeah.
Recently, one of her relatives got married, a cousin who is 7 years younger than her. This completely broke her, and she became deeply anxious that she might never get married. There's no denying that some older unmarried women are indeed more successful in their careers than many men. They earn more and are more capable. But in the dating market, women are not compared based on economic value. It's about age and emotional value. In the dating market, a woman's age is always the most critical.
Oh, you got a subscriber, bro. China and Varnish, you got a subscriber, okay? This is like Manosphere Highlights Daily say, this is pure gold.
Critical factor. Smart women seized the opportunity when they were younger and didn't let career and money delay their romantic lives.
If he owns a bus. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit. Once men build and invent all the things in society, women decide they don't need us. What leeches? That's how they are, man. That's how they are. I won't lie, I'm weak for them. Ling Ling goddesses the same way black men weak for them. The BBL Keisha hood rats. Chill out, Chris. Well, why you here, Chris? Why don't you move, man? Why don't you move? They're looking for a BBC in China.
As for those already older, if they meet someone with decent conditions, they
all you gotta do is just when you go shower in public, man, carry your towel.
Should stop being picky or creating drama and cherish the opportunity to marry early. Otherwise, once they miss out, there may be no turning back, leaving only endless regret and loneliness.
In recent years, a large number of post-2000 girls in China have started to flock towards men born in the 1980s. Meanwhile, post-1980s women are facing the predicament of being taken off the shelf in bulk. The dating markets across the country are like a fire burning close, as parents have become anxious about the marriage prospects of their daughters born in the 1980s. Many parents even worry that if their daughters do not marry soon, they might have no choice but to go to a nursing home in the future.
Buy a dog. Get your retirement plan. Chinese men taking flights to Thailand. Yep, they are. Thailand and Vietnam. Yep. You know what I'm talking about, Mosfet.
Which makes people feel both helpless and sad. Post-1980s women clearly possess many excellent qualities. Not only do they have houses and cars, but they also have high educational backgrounds,
Here
and
they
many
go
are
selling.
quite successful in their careers. However, even with all these advantages, they often remain unnoticed in the dating market.
Because men don't care about your education. As master teachers, a Chinese postdoctoral scientist once told me I should go to China to find a woman because she would put me first. Well, yeah, she probably would, because you're what she wants. So they're trained to serve in a different way. Okay. So Ling Ling goddesses, they're head over heels, spitting for white daddy, Brad, Chad. Like, that's not what I'm hearing. It's not what I'm hearing.
This phenomenon is indeed puzzling. Why, despite having so many strengths, are they still unable to find a suitable marriage partner? Many have also offered sharp commentary on this phenomenon, using a metaphor to describe these post-1980s women as leftover dishes, a restaurant that can't be sold.
And you got black women in their 60s think that they're the catch. Leftover dishes. Young ladies, this is where leftover women come from. This is the land of leftover women, right? And basically, there's like 30% more men than there are women. Okay, so women should have the pick of the litter, but because of their status, Chinese men ain't playing. Okay, they'd rather drink muddy water and sleep in a hollow log than put up with this. Okay.
Liken these women to dishes that not only don't look appealing, but also taste mediocre.
Ooh!
Some are no longer fresh and have become old and tough.
Ooh, say it again, Mei-Ling.
With some even being leftovers from others.
Ooh!
The key issue,
Ooh, say it again, Mei-Ling.
they say, is that these dishes are also priced very high, making people feel they aren't worth it. Those without money simply can't afford them, while those who do have money are indifferent, thinking these dishes are neither attractive nor worth buying. What do you think of this metaphor?
Ooh, 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 They are brutal. They are brutal. Okay. They are brutal. But I hope you guys had a laugh. It's kind of a break from the politics. A serious setup about how men are conditioned to want marriage. Okay, even Chinese men are conditioned to want marriage. But the thing is, they don't play. They do not play. Black men are taught to settle and accept. I wouldn't say mediocre, but accept a different kind of woman. We're bred and taught to accept women with kids. Okay. Accept single mothers, accept women with attitudes, accept overweight women, accept women with all kinds of other stuff, with high standards if we can meet them, right? We're taught to accept that, okay? And they try to gaslight us that this is normal. Go to China. They do not play, okay? And women have all the advantages in China, right? When these Chinese men do not play, okay? They don't. Price too high, attitude too bad, you go to the leftover bin, right? And once you've been picked over, you're a single mom, you've been picked over. What does she say about the dish? I'm gonna have to cut that piece, man, about the dishes. Okay, I think they allow you 3-minute shorts. I had to make a short out of that one. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Okay. I bet that boy Swakin will lose my wife. Yes, he would. You black folks ain't in China. Oh my God! What is it? Yada 50,000. Oh my God! Oh my God! This is hilarious, man. Like I said, Manosphere Holiday Daily said, "This is pure gold." Oh my God, man! I probably have to do this once a week, man, because this material is just too rich. I had to make this an ongoing thing because this is hilarious. Okay, this is freaking hilarious. I mean, a black man can make a whole YouTube channel just out of this, man. Chinese quiches. Got to come up with a name for Chinese quiches. Mei Ling is the good, humble, servile women. We had to come up with a name for Chinese quiches. Ain't no mediocre hoe. They probably have no children. I say China next stop. A leftover dish, brutal. That is brutal. I would say if you're gonna go where the Asian men are going. Right, they're going to Vietnam and they're going to Malaysia, and they're going to Thailand. So, though, if you want a wife, quote unquote, that's Asian, I would say go there. Japanese women actually do love black men because they love the BBC. So, if you want a decent wife, go to Japan too, because you're different. Philippines, you got to get off. You got to get outside Manila. Got to get to the smaller towns, like preferably off the main island where the darker people are. But there's places for you to go. Ain't the Chinese having kids in Africa? Yeah, they got a ton of kids in Africa. But the thing is, they can't stay. Let's say when Chinese women go 30% or more out of wedlock, they'll be full-grown Keisha culture. I heard that. Anyhow, y'all, my phone says I got to run, so I will have to talk to you guys later. Like most Panays like white men. It doesn't matter. Y'all keep thinking that, okay, that you're supposed to be at the top of the list. Okay, where you basically you're at the bottom here. Okay, so anything above the bottom of where you're at is going to be an improvement. Don't worry about a white guy. Okay, if the white guy is picked, okay, and you're second, you're already winning. Y'all worry about how you can't worry about competing against a white guy. Okay, in this world, you're not going to compete against a white guy. Stop trying. If you want to compete against white guys, you might as well stay here. Don't worry about competing against a white guy wherever you're at. Right? Go and find your advantage. Okay, stop trying to live the myth of Brad. Okay, you're not Brad. You're not going to be Brad, okay? You're going to be like the Falcon, right? Okay? You ain't got no super serum. You ain't got no blonde hair or blue eyes, right? Okay? You just have the belief that you can do better. That's it. Don't worry about all that shit. Because people go to Kenya, they go to Latin America, they worry about what Brad is getting. Don't worry about what Brad is getting. Get what you can get. If you can get a better deal someplace else than what you can get in America, you've already won. Stop worrying about white manhood, okay? That's racial hypergamy. You're not going to beat the system, okay? You have to take advantage of the system. You still have. I was offshore 24 years. You might be, but the thing is, don't worry about that shit, okay? Why are you worried about Brad? If you were here, you wouldn't worry about Brad. Don't even preach that shit, okay? I don't preach that because I've been outside the country, okay? I was outside the country in 2008? It doesn't matter, okay? And on the continent, doesn't matter. I live in a Latino state. I had to deal with this shit way before you guys did, right? From the time I was little. Doesn't matter. Find your advantage. Find your advantage. And sometimes I can pull better chicks than, the way I was socialized, I could pull better white chicks than Brad could. I have never worried about competing against Brad. Ever. Ever in my life. Never had to worry about competing against Brad, okay? Or anybody else. The chicks that I wanted, I always got. Go find your chick, okay? Because Brad has the same fucking problem that you do. There's people that are in Thailand, right? White guys complaining about the same shit that you are because they can't really compete against the local man. The local man is really your competition, not white boy, okay? The local man and the white guy said the exact same thing because he's been in Thailand for like 5 or 6 years, right? As a white man, okay? The white man will tell you the exact same thing. Your competition is not the white boy. Your competition is the local guy, because he knows the culture. He's raised in the culture. That's your real competition. Your thing is to find, take advantage of your passport and your wealth, and be the top 1% and draw women to you. Okay, with your advantages. Don't worry about your color. It's like Steph Curry worrying about being Wembanyama. Steph Curry is 6'2". Okay, Wembanyama is 7'4". Steph Curry is not worried about being 7'4". He's got to play his game. Just like that, you got to play your game. Don't worry about that. I don't like people coming in and telling me that most of these people prefer white guys. So the fuck what? You come out of a goddamn culture that where all women in this country prefer white guys, and you have to compete against that shit every day. So going overseas where it's much easier, you have no problem with it. It should be a cakewalk to compete over there. Okay? If y'all niggas want to be gods, start spinning like the white man, because white boys spin. Okay? If you want to spin like the white boy, you'll get the same results as that white boy. If you want to spin like he does. Because if you think about white boys, why you even leave? I mean, me and Mookie are the same way. We don't like that talk. Because Mookie went over and outcompeted white boys, okay? Mookie went over and outcompeted them. He'll tell you. Mookie said, I did the work, okay? I was that dude, and I outcompeted white boys on their own turf, okay? Anyhow, let me get out of here. MBD, don't come in here with that crap, man. Because, don't come in here with that crap. If you're going to come in with that downer shit, man, we're going to get you out of here, all right? You came in here with the white boy shit, okay? If you didn't bring it up, it wouldn't be an issue. So stop it. Shout out to Theo. He helped my friend Chris out with a consultation the other day. I believe it will change his life. Yeah. Oh, Mookie's here to help. So. All right. MBD, knock it off, okay? Anyway, let me get out of here, man, before MBD puts his foot in his mouth, okay? So I will see you guys tomorrow, okay? Peace out, and, what is it? Love, peace, and chicken grease, as Mr. Z says. Just put the show. Oh, man, this is actually supposed to be a hilarious show where people actually laughed, and y'all going to put a downer on it about, all right. Okay, man. Let's go ahead and put you in timeout, and you can go commiserate by yourself, okay? Commiserate by yourself, okay? What is it with black people, man? Good grief. You got to feel sorry for yourself? Jesus. No, they want to feel sorry for themselves, man. Go commit. This is not a commiseration show, okay? We don't do that here, okay? It's tough enough being a black man in this goddamn world without people coming in when we're having a good time and downing it. Keep that shit over there.
Музыка Денис Шедер.